And we are live. You already know who it is. My name is Mike Kyle, aka the Fantasy Vulture. I have over a decade worth of fantasy football experience and have continuously competed for fantasy championships over the course of the past 6 seasons. Let's make it 7 in 2020. But enough of me. I'm here for you on today's episode of the FB Show. We're going to continue our Week 10 game recaps, breaking down every single Week 10 matchup, all through the lens of fantasy football. Up next, the San Francisco 49ers taking on the New Orleans Saints. If you're excited for this game recap, be sure to hit that like button down below, like an open receiver downfield. Also smash the subscribe button like a power running back up the middle so you don't miss a video from me. And last but not least, you can follow me on all social media platforms at FFVulture. I love to answer all of your start-sit questions, trade offers, waiver wire pickups, and anything else fantasy football related over on those platforms. But let's dive right in. Between the 49ers and the Saints, what a boring game, all things considered, right? We had the potential here for the Saints to kind of go crazy, and they really did not. But New Orleans does get the win over San Francisco by a final score of 27-13. Nick Mullens still starting in for the injured Jimmy Garoppolo, 24 of 38 for 247 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. Jerrick McKinnon had 18 carries, caught 1 of 3 targets for 36 total yards. Jermichael Hasty broke his collarbone in this game. Brandon Aiyuk, though the rookie sensation out of Arizona State, continues to impress. 14 targets, hauls in 7 of them for 75 yards and a touchdown. He needs to be in your lineup moving forward. On the other side, the big story here, Drew Brees, 8 of 13 for 76 yards and a score in the first half, and he did not play in the second half because of a rib injury. He told Sean Payton, hey, I can't play, something doesn't feel right. Report came back earlier today, and it looks like it's bruised ribs, and he may miss some time. They are expecting him to, so it may be Jameis Winston season. More on that in just a little bit. Alvin Kamara, though, 8 carries, caught 7 of 8 targets for 98 total yards and 3 touchdowns. A hat-trick day for AK. And Michael Thomas, dud game from him. Very, very unexpected, very poor. 2 receptions, 7 targets for 27 total yards. The epitome of a bust game from one of the league's best wide receivers. For the 49ers, the injuries just keep coming, right? With Jermichael Hasty breaking his collarbone in this game. And what makes it that even more disappointing is the fact that Jerrick McKinnon couldn't put together any kind of fantasy relevant performance, right? You have an opportunity here where McKinnon is getting the ball 19 times. He has the potential to easily eclipse 20 opportunities, and he just can't, right? It's so disappointing. I thought McKinnon had a decent matchup, especially if this game went the way that we expected it to, which it did, where the Saints got up early and the 49ers would have to trail from behind and play from behind rather, and McKinnon just didn't capitalize on that. Brandon Aiyuk, like I said, needs to be in your lineup every single week moving forward. He's putting together incredible performances as this team's #1 option. Deebo's going to come back from his hamstring injury likely next week. George Kittle's obviously still out, so we're going to get the Aiyuk and Deebo Samuel show, which is really exciting because they're 2 guys who just fit this offensive scheme so well. But you look at what Brandon Aiyuk has done over the course of the past 3 weeks, 14.5, 19.1, and 16.2. Aiyuk really is getting it done as the option on this team. Moving over to the Saints, Brees' injury really is the big thing here. We don't know how long he's going to miss. The report just came back that it was bruised ribs, but the expectation is that he is going to miss some time, and the Saints are going to let him fully recover as they try and enter the playoffs and just kind of let him get fully healthy for their potential playoff run. So the question now becomes, is it Drew Brees, or is it Taysom Hill, or is it a combination of both? I don't know. I expect it to be Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is the quarterback that came into the game when Brees went out. So what is the expectation that it would be Taysom Hill? There is none, right? It makes it so weird though, and it makes it even weirder that they did put that first round tender on Taysom Hill, right? And then for him not to be the quarterback when Brees goes down is certainly like, well, why did you do that if you aren't even going to utilize him in that role? And there's been all that talk and all the smoke about Taysom Hill being the quarterback for this team after Brees is gone, and that's all. That's what it is. It's all smoke. The answer is Jameis Winston. And if it is announced that Brees is going to miss multiple weeks, Jameis Winston is probably one of the guys to add on the waiver wire. We know what Winston has done in the past. You look at this upcoming schedule. It is Atlanta, Denver, Atlanta, back-to-back-to-back weeks. And we're going to get Jameis Winston leading a NFL team once again in an offense that has pieces, right, with Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, Emmanuel Sanders, and Jared Cook. And we're going to get vintage, pristine, pure fantasy goodness that is Jameis Winston. I'm very, very excited about that. Alvin Kamara, need I say more? Probably the fantasy MVP, if not for Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson. But what Alvin Kamara continues to do this season is nothing short of remarkable. He is the running back one. I wanted to make sure of that. You know, between him and Dalvin Cook, it's hard to keep track. They just keep ping-ponging back and forth. But to see Kamara continue to do the things that he's done this year has been uber impressive and super dope to see. Michael Thomas with the bust game. I was facing Michael Thomas this week. And when Brees went out, I said out loud, oh shit, I'm screwed. Because I expected Michael Thomas to be unleashed with Jameis Winston at the helm in the second half, and it just didn't happen. So I dodged a bullet there. I feel very relieved that I dodged a bullet there. And we'll see what happens going forward, though. Like, Michael Thomas is still going to be a guy who you're going to put in your lineup, and maybe his ceiling actually jumps up a level with Jameis Winston being the quarterback. As crazy as that is, we know the production that wide receivers have had with Jameis Winston being the quarterback of their team. I can't speak much about Emmanuel Sanders or Jared Cook. Again, this game really was quite weird. With just limited passing opportunities in total. Like, there were only 23 pass attempts by the Saints. Cook only had a handful of targets. Emmanuel Sanders had one, right? So there was no real way to gauge what actually happened in this game. Just because, but like, honestly, there was no need for the Saints to really put up numbers or anything of that nature. So I'm looking at this going forward as, I mean, like, shit though. Michael Thomas is still an auto start. I think you can still play Emmanuel Sanders, all things considered, and Jared Cook should be in your lineup just because of the way of the tight end landscape. But with Jameis Winston going forward, I'm licking my chop. I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for Jameis Winston to be the quarterback of the Saints. So that's going to do it for this game for this game recap rather. There's really not a whole lot to talk about in terms of fantasy relevance for this game. It was literally Brandon Aiyuk and Drew Brees got injured. So what does that mean for Jameis Winston and the Saints going forward? And the expectation is, hey, fire him up in your lineup because the potential with Jameis Winston is so high. But that's going to do it for this game recap. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button down below. Also subscribe. We are so close to 100 subscribers, and I would love to hit that by the end of the week. You can follow me on all social media platforms at FFVulture, where my DMs and my inboxes are always open to answer any of your fantasy football related questions. And remember, people come and go, but fantasy championships are forever, and I will see you in the next video.